booties for black girl nerds.
I am here with Mr. Damien D. Smith, the star of Nine, and I'm really excited to talk to you because here at Black Girl Nerds, we love sci-fi, we love supernatural films, and I really love this particular film because it's got some not only supernatural, but it's got this like not well, maybe you could tell me. It's kind of got like this Afrofuturism kind of element to it. It's
Uh-huh,
got
uh-huh.
African mythical kind of elements to it, and I really enjoyed this story. So first of all, I like the fact that it blends this supernatural horror with a crime thriller. What initially drew you to this story, and how did you approach doing both of these genres in this narrative?
Oh, okay. First, I want to say thank you, Jamie, for having me back on Black Girl Nerds. Always love being a part of your situation in Black Girl Nerds because I am a blurb my dang gone self. So, I'm of the world. And what drew me to this script was when I read it, it was everything that I like. Everything you just mentioned. It was mythical. It was sci-fi. It had elements that tied into somewhat not of the Eurasians, but of that past world, and introducing that into a new demographic and over to the States where we are, and it blended. It was a good. I think it was a good hybrid between an American production and a Ghanaian production, and everybody. And I saw the diversity of the cast is not just American. It's Zimbabwean, someone from Zimbabwe, someone from Nigeria, someone from my co-star Rosemary Zimu. She is South African. So that type of diversity was also attractive to me because I do strive to be more than just in American films and films of the North America at that. So I would like to have a more of a global perspective on my storytelling and being a part of global initiatives and help bridging the gap in between these worlds through storytelling. So that was attractive to me to be in another demographic and working in a world that I really haven't been able to play in as much as I want to. Like you saw the movie, it said we had fire, we had fights, we had and a lot of VFX, a lot of action, a lot of wizardry, those type of things.
I love it. I mean, when I go to the hair salon, because my hairstylist is Nigerian, she puts on all of those movies, and Nollywood is like a huge
Mhm.
staple. Like there's a huge Hollywood community there. So I love films of the African diaspora, and I love the fact that you are creating synergy with the work that you are doing. And the number nine in and of itself, it holds some symbolic meaning in various cultures. So, how does that play into this film's specific mythology?
Sure. So nine represent. I can give a brief view of the film because it kind of describes why nine is important. It tracks the story of a detective whose daughter who passed away 5 years previously. Ritualistically, she was on sabbatical with a school over in Ghana, and his daughter passed away. His old partner, calls him up and say, "Hey, these murders have started back, and we need you to get over and help us solve these murders. We see that you have a vested interest in it, and we want you a part of our team." Unbeknownst to him, his partner is part of a secret organization called the Nine, which is made up of nine women that are since adolescence have been trained to fight mythical and magical beings. So basically, my partner is a superhero, and I'm the don't want to say sidekick, but I'm the
The man
bravado,
of reason.
a man of reason, and but he, we just don't know and didn't know. So that's what the nine, represent when it comes to this story, because it was nine of them that came from all over the continent to come together to fight these different entities that are using their powers for evil and things like that. So that that's the significance of nine within this context.
But not only is your character a man of reason, but your character is dealing with tragic loss. He lost his daughter, which is really the anchor in this story. So, how does his personal pain help shape his journey throughout this film?
As we when you check out the nine, you will see that he is conflicted and torn and hurt. His this man's life has fallen apart because of his daughter is not with him anymore, and that motivates every decision that he makes. I mean, he really just stops his job as a detective in Los Angeles and fly over to Ghana to help. If there was even a small semblance that he can get some type of idea of the person who's responsible for this, he's with it. He's gun ho about it, and he's unapologetic about it. And again, that's another thing that attracted me to this role, because here is a black father who will go to the ends of the earth to revenge his daughter and revenge anything that was unjust that was pertaining to his daughter.
Yeah, I mean, in not all of the scenes, but in a significant amount of scenes, you see that pain, and there's these flashbacks of him and his daughter, and he's waking up in the middle of the night, having thoughts of her, and it's just, it was really gut wrenching to see those scenes play out throughout the movie.
Oh, hold
Um,
on for a second. Hold on. I appreciate that, because that mean the performance
yeah,
is there. That mean the
yeah.
performance landed right. I like it. Listen. You see how I will pull a compliment out of anything.
You did good. I was really just, I really admired your performance, and just seeing how you were really grounded in playing this character, and having to navigate the emotions, and then you're doing the action scenes, and then you're doing the detective work. So very multifaceted in your role as this character. And then there's the assassins, and I loved seeing these women doing their thing with this very unique mission, tied to stopping these dark supernatural forces. What can you share about their motives and how they operate? Because they kind of reminded me of like the Dora Milaje, minus
Yeah.
the bald heads, but yeah.
Well, we had one. We had one, but low. She had a low haircut. Our star Rosemary. Those women and their actions, they are been training their entire life for this, and they've been executing it on, as you can see at the top of the film, they're on a high level. And keeping the world safe. That was again an attractive quality. Like this story is really a woman driven story about how the power of women coming together, working together, uniting for a common goal, and using everything that they have available to them, all their tools, and magic. We got to get down to it as well. It has a lot of magic in this story, and it revolves around these ancient parables, these ancient stories that have a really good message in them, but the execution of how we did it allowed us to see the power of women and how they are a force to be reckoned with. Our star Rosemary Zemo, she is phenomenal in this story, and it was such a good time and pleasure working with this good sister. She that's now she's a sister. She's one of my sisters now.
Oh.
And I appreciate her so much. Yeah, Rosemary was great to play with and work with while we're doing this.
You mentioned magic, and witchcraft and ritualistic killings are at the heart of this mystery thriller. How did you ensure that the portrayal was both respectful, because this is a real thing, but also chilling to this fictional story?
Yeah, for me, I wanted to make sure that it wasn't disrespectful. Basically, what it comes down to. So I checked with a couple different people before I actually committed to this, because I too go to Ghana quite often, and one, I do not want to really piss off the culture. by
Right.
coming with something that may be exploitative and something that may be not, where they are in their cinematic storytelling or anything like that. Now, after I went through those and spoke with some people, the paramount chiefs of certain communities, especially the paramount chief Okateshi of the excuse me, of the Sable Central region. I wanted to make sure that these stories were not exploitative, again, like I said. But after getting having these conversations and with these they assured me that we were ready to go, and you're doing a service for us, doing a service for us to get these stories out and showing the cinematic elements of Ghana. It was appreciative, not just them and the Film Commission of Ghana. Everybody was behind this. That's what made me more comfortable going forward, again, because I don't want to piss off the culture of Ghana, and I don't want to, piss off the government, because no one no
Because you're
problem.
representing them. Yeah.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
portraying them in an element, and what it shows is that they were represented from within. There were Ghanaians a part of the nine. There were South Africans part of the nine. This was the a ensemble of the continent, and I think it gave a good representation, and that's what I believe everybody feel that way.
Well, you mentioned Ghana, which Ghana is like a supporting character in this film, and Ghana plays a crucial role in this story. So, how did the setting influence the atmosphere as well as the themes in the film?
I believe the atmosphere and these themes were supported because Ghana is such a character. It's like filming in New York. New York is already a character. No matter as soon as you hit, as soon as someone says action on a set, and you're shooting in New York, and especially when you're shooting in the city, not on the stage, in the city becomes
Right.
a character no matter what. As we all know, those iconic films of when they're growing up and seeing these taxis, these yellow cabs and these yellow taxis around New York. That was describing, and New York was talking to you without saying a word. That's the exact same thing that happens in Nine and Ghana. And it was filmed all around Accra, so we were able to see Accra, feel Accra, be in these places that are not normally seen by, I definitely, by the American consumer, the American film enthusiast. We don't have that much of an insight or what Ghana looked like, and now again was an attractive quality that I'm able to show the U.S. parts of a place that you don't really know about, but you hear about it. Because now at this point, everyone is hearing about Ghana and hearing about all the initiatives and things that are coming into place. Now they can see it as part of their film repertoire to pretty much tell the story of Ghana.
That's good. You're opening up people's senses to what Ghana is and what it represents. So that's really good through this film.
Yes.
And the film tackles supernatural folklore from an African perspective. Why was it important, going back to Ghana, why was it important to center this story there?
Well, you know what? I was part of the team that's, as an actor. I think dealing with the speaking with the director and the producers, I think that they really wanted, and I know, not I think, I know that they really wanted to, expand the knowledge of Ghana and the continent to people and show that we can tell stories on a certain level over
Mm,
there. There is a Hollywood element to this film, production value, fight scenes, the VFX. This is an independent film. You got to see this is very ambitious for an independent film,
yeah,
without studio backing to tackle everything that we tackle. This is stuff that you really have to have a budget for to show
right.
the level of special effects, show the level of two continents represented on this level. So I believe that's why it was so quintessential for them to make sure that Ghana was represented properly, and that it was, that it came across.
Well, speaking of that, you said that this was a small, independent, but low budget film, but it was very ambitious. You guys have these huge special effects. What was the most challenging scene to shoot while filming this?
Um, hmm. Well, with one thing, I don't know if it was low budget though. I don't know if the budget was.
Okay.
I don't know if the budget was that low. It was independent, meaning it is not backed by a major studio. But I mean, those again, VFX, special effects, those things cost. Those things cost. I know we all talk about how AI is changing everything. It ain't changing it that much yet. It's in the process of helping it become cheaper and more cost effective when it comes to. But at the point, especially when we were filming, it just wasn't there yet for price point dropping. So it took a budget to make this happen. Um, uh, um, Let me see. What's the best way to answer this question? Help me out. One more again, Jamie.
What was the most challenging scene
Oh,
to shoot
challenging scene.
or
Okay, there we go. Thank you
yeah.
very much. It is kind of early in Los Angeles right now. What was the most challenging scene to, you know what? I think it was the parts that were actually emotionally dealing with my daughter.
Okay.
We honestly, it wasn't that hot. I thought it was going to be. I can tell you what I thought was going to be the most challenging scenes. I thought being outside, running, I thought I was going to have to deal with the heat. Like for example, when I was filming Emancipation, the most challenging part of Emancipation was being in the swamps and in Louisiana fighting the mosquitoes, the heat, the humidity, whatever else is coming, the bombs blowing up around us as we're running. Those were challenging elements because they were external factors. I believe for this film, the most challenging elements were dealing with my daughter and dealing with the emotionality of her not being there and it affecting every movement of my storytelling and my character's life.
Okay.
From
Okay. So not really from a production standpoint, but just
not from a
from
production standpoint.
artistically, just yeah.
Yeah, our fight scenes were challenging because they were choreographed very heavily, and there was a lot of fight scenes in this film.
Yeah.
But we took hours of training to make it. I mean, all my fight scenes ain't make it in, which but no, but it was taxing on the body when it comes to that. But those things come part of course. I thought I was about to be hot as hell in Ghana. I thought I was gonna have to fight off the elements like I did, with in Emancipation, but that was not the case. It was a very, very comfortable temperature.
Yeah, because you're in a lot of interior scenes as well, so
Yeah.
you're not outside all the time.
Mhm.
The film combines detective work along with supernatural horror. Did you draw from any inspiration from any like films or books or TV shows?
I tell you right now, detective work. I love how Denzel, Devil in the Blue Dress, had
Mm,
he didn't have all the answers. All he knew was just this one thing equal this, and let me try to see if I can pull this together. And that film right there is what whenever there's a detective story, Denzel is always my bank of resources to pull from in all his film. Like I think I've said this before in the interview that Denzel's he is someone that is uh he had an interview where he talks about you have been learning from me for so long because you can learn through all my storytelling, the films that I've done. And he is so right. If you go back and just watch Denzel's movies and things like that, that is a master acting class
that's
that you are witnessing, and you can definitely learn from that. So I have a different, Denzel movie that if I'm doing a film that I can just watch and just not, and just embody the tenets on which that he is tackling a story, and things like that. And Devil in a Blue Dress is one of them where this guy he's haphazardly falling into being a private investigator. That's not how he started out when he stepped out his door, but this at the end of the day, that's what he ended up as. This and the detective Kirsten, he is a detective, but he's broken down and he's fallen down and he needs to get back up. And this is, those are the things that I can, the parallels that I can draw from when I was watching it. So Devil in a Blue Dress is one of them.
He's so great at playing detective roles,
And
Denzel.
I would
That
love
that
for that to
and
come back.
Bone Collector. That's
Oh,
another good.
Bone Collector, man, didn't move. The man didn't move, and we were
Didn't move, and he was still getting clues and doing detective work from his
exactly.
bed. Um, so my last question to you is, what's next for you? I mean, you mentioned emancipation. You're in Government Cheese, by the way,
Hey,
TV Plus.
hey.
But tell us more. What's next for you as a filmmaker? And do you see yourself doing more supernatural horror? Is this a genre that you find that you've gotten a knack for now?
You know, I love the supernatural horror genre. That's the genre that I grew up on. That's the genre, Jason, Freddy, Michael Myers, the Phantasm, the Phantoms. All them films were, and that's again why I wanted to be a part of this. That was a staple of my youth. So, supernatural horror, that adventure, action, those. I mean, there's a reason I stay in shape the way I do. I like to get out there and mix it up and do my thing. So those type of stories, or what I like to be next for me, is a couple of things that's in the stirring pot that I can't really discuss quite yet, but I will. Let everyone know when it's time to let it know. And now, since this has rolled out, previously I couldn't speak about it, but now I pop up in, Government Cheese for a few episodes, and enjoying that. And it's always a pleasure to work with David and Paul Hunter. Those are playing with them is always a good time, and I'm happy that the world is going to be able to see Government Cheese. And I get to and I'm in something with Simone now. Simone Missing. Simone
We
and I.
love her.
Yeah, we all. Who doesn't love Simone?
Our Misty Knight. We love
Yes,
her.
Misty Knight, Misty Knight, and Simone and I worked with in another film together. So this is another time that we are on the same production. So I got to see her in the trailers and us having conversations and cracking jokes at wardrobe. So playing in that element was always was a pleasure. So now it's coming out, and I can't wait to see what the world get to see what we got and what we've done.
Fantastic. Where can our viewers get Nine? Where can we watch, stream it? Are you presenting at any festivals?
Well, not well. Listen, let me tell you, nine did its gambit. It was we were in Cannes, Cannes. Which one is it, Jamie? Cannes or Cannes?
Can. I
Cannes.
haven't been there yet, so I might
Yeah,
not be even pronouncing it right, but
yeah, yeah.
I think it's Can.
We were in the Cannes Film Festival in the south of France. We had an amazing time there.
Nice.
We were in the Joburg Film Festival in South Africa,
Oh,
which,
nice.
oh my God, that was an experience. It was my first time in South Africa, and they rolled it out so well. It was so well received, and my God, the fashion in South Africa
Oh,
is,
I can imagine.
oh, it was just amazing. And we were in the this previous Essence Film Festival as part of the Essence Fest.
Oh,
It was
nice.
playing there, and we screened there. So we did a really, really intentional, but a very well received festival run. And now it's out on it's on Amazon and it's on Apple. So
Oh,
great. So it's two projects on Apple. We got one on Apple Plus with Government Cheese, and nine is on Apple right now that you good people can see.
fantastic. Mr. Damien D. Smith, thank you so much for coming on our show. We always have such a great time talking to you here on Black Girl Nerds, and don't be a stranger. Happy to have you back on your next project whenever. I'm sure it'll be dropping soon. So whenever you're able to tell us,
I
come
will.
back.
Oh, Jamie, can I say something real quick? So
Yes,
there
please.
is at there. Oh my God, there is a documentary that I directed that is now on, and I'm drawing a blank. Oh my God, it's horrible. But you're gonna let the people know. It's called Free to Be Free. It is a documentary, and this is Women's History Month. It's a documentary about the Crown Act and how we helped get the Crown Act passed in the Deep South. And you can find it now on give me this is my theme music that I'm playing so that you would not. Now you can find Free to Be Free on Roku. It is on Roku right now. It is playing. It's a documentary that's centered around hair and the discrimination that primarily focuses on Black women being discriminated because of their hair. And we helped get it passed in the Deep South, the Crown Act, and the state of Louisiana. And this documentary chronicles it. So check it out on Roku when you get a chance. Thank you very much, Black Girl Nerds. We appreciate you all the time, and you are in our wheelhouse. We are one, and I am a Black Girl Nerd slash.
You are an honorary Black girl nerd. You are, because you've come on our podcast. We've chopped it up to talking about X-Men '97, which has been a
Jesus.
blast.
When
So
that, oh,
season
that,
two, you got to
what?
come back.
Yes, of course,
You got to
always.
come back. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. So yeah, thank you so much, Damien. I really enjoyed nine, and I can't wait for to see more episodes. I have not seen. I've saw one episode, but I haven't seen your episodes yet in Government Cheese.
Uh-huh.
But I can't wait to watch the other episodes and for everybody else to see the episodes. And please, folks, check out Nine, currently streaming on Apple Plus. And what was the other one?
Amazon
Other
is on Amazon. No,
and
it's on
Prime
Amazon.
Video.
Apple. Yeah, Amazon Prime Video is on Apple, and Government Cheese will be out on Apple Plus, and you get to see me pop up and have some fun, man.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Better shake your booties for black girl nerds. Better shake your booties for black girl nerds.